Hi, everyone. Dr. Anna Kebecka here, the Girlfriend Doctor. Today, we're going to talk about fasting. This is a week of fasting and reflection for many cultures around the world, and I am fully invested in it. One thing I had started over, now we're on day number 16. Started 16 days ago, was working with my online community and coming on live and helping you guys, number one, get resilient and boost your immune system and be empowered and feel the peace that surpasses all understanding, as I like to say, that despite what circumstances we are in, we are our rock and we know what matters most to us in our life and that we feel loved and love well. So with that said, we started with many women in my community doing my 10-day Keto-Green masterclass, which culminates in a couple days of fasting as an option. So for those that started with me around 8 days ago on that, we're in our fasting days. So yesterday, I want to talk about fasting today. So I'm going to take your questions on fasting. We're going to talk about the benefits of fasting and different ways that you can fast with me this week. And so I'm going to actually start with the benefits of fasting. And then we'll go into the different types of fasting that you guys can choose to do, to commit with me to do now as we're on our journey of fasting together. Fasting and prayer throughout the millennia has been a way to get clarity and to get clarity and wisdom. And certainly it is for me. That is absolutely, before I make major decisions, I fast and I pray. And that's been an important part of my life and who I am and what helps me show up and help you. So we're going to talk about the benefits of fasting to start with. So certainly fasting helps with reducing body weight. Ooh, am I in the way? There we go. So we can reduce our body weight with fasting, right? We know that we lose weight with fasting. We can also slow down the growth of tumors and decrease our cancer risk. We know that as we fast, we increase autophagy, which is our body's own cleaning mechanism to get rid of the unhealthy cells so that we feel healthier and stronger physically. And that is important, that our resources aren't going to unhealthy cells in the body. Metastatic cells being most of the unhealthy cells in the body, causing a lot of damage, right? So fasting, getting into autophagy, is a really important process that we do, our body intelligently does in times of fasting, autophagy, okay? And that's what we do. And that's why we see with fasting, we see a slowdown of growth of tumors and a reduced cancer risk. We know from a study published in JAMA in 2016 that looked at women with breast cancer, that showed that women with breast cancer, with a history of breast cancer, who fasted at least 13 hours between dinner the night before and breakfast, had a significantly reduced risk of recurrent breast cancer. As well, their hemoglobin A1C, a marker of inflammation, a marker of how well controlled your blood sugar is in your body, that hemoglobin A1C was also significantly reduced. So it can manage your blood sugar, of course. And then manage symptoms of PCOS. We had a question, if you've been diagnosed with PCOS, you have this for life, correct? And is intermittent fasting good for this? Absolutely, intermittent fasting is good for this. And look, PCOS as a diagnosis, now I'm writing here, manage symptoms of PCOS. We can reverse PCOS. Absolutely. I've seen it happen clinically in my practice. We can reverse PCOS. My PCOSers are women, girls with warrior body types. Tend to be, if we eat the standard American diet, tend to be insulin resistant, infertile, and obese. No, when we are in line with our physiology, empowered like Amazonian or Pocahontas, for instance, to give you a visual, that kind of lifestyle, you are designed for a warrior lifestyle, this amazing resilience that you have in your body. So that is this is a genetic predisposition for survivor body type. And that's a really good thing. Okay. That's a good thing. Let's not look at it as a bad thing. And it improves it improves symptoms of joint and bone health. So fasting has been shown to improve our inflammation. So with that, we are live. And with that, we get an improvement in joint and bone health. So we'll see that. Helps to manage blood sugar, like I said in the study, and in my studies with Keto-Green 16, a significant improvement in hemoglobin A1C, improvement in blood sugar. And coming up this week, I'll do a test, don't gas, and show you how to measure your blood sugar, your ketones, your urine pH, all of the good things that I love for you guys to measure so you do your own detective work. That's important. Fasting has been shown to protect your heart, cardiovascular system, and reduce the risk for menstrual problems, as well as improve mental health and reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, as well as ease stress levels. So these are huge benefits. Yes, mental health support during perimenopause and menopause. That's critical. So we are, and I say it is mandatory to fast. It is mandatory to get Keto-Green in the perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. We are designed for this. So let's now talk about some ways that you can join me in fasting. And you guys who are watching or listening live, tell me what fasting you would like to commit to this week. So yesterday I did a 20, let me go flip my page here. So you guys can share with me what type of fasting you're doing. So here I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting. Here we go. Beautiful. So in this week of fasting, Sunday is Easter Sunday, and I'm looking forward to celebrating and breaking fast in a very celebratory way on Easter Sunday. And this week, as I said, I'm fasting. Yesterday, I did a 23-hour fast with a 1-hour eating window. And that to kickstart me into my fasting today, which I am doing just Keto-Green. So basically fasting mimicking Mighty Maca and Keto-Green shake, as well as I have a chicken bone broth that I made, and I'm enjoying that. So different types of fasting, even like 12 hours between dinner and breakfast. Start there. If you are new to fasting, just going 12 hours from dinner to breakfast, it can be a challenge, but it is so doable and so easy. And it's really important to know, when we as physicians, when I ask a patient to come in for labs, I tell them to come in for fasting labs at least 12 hours from their last meal. Why? Because really for many clients, that's how long it takes to get to your baseline levels, your baseline cholesterol, your baseline glucose, at least 12 hours, right? And so we know that's kind of a standard, but we can all go above and do 13 hours of intermittent fasting. So we want to push above 12 hours to do at least 13 hours of intermittent fasting. So you have 14-10, 16-8, and 23-1 intervals. So what I have my clients do who go through my Keto-Green 16 program or read my book, you're doing 16 hours of intermittent fasting with an 8-hour eating window, not eating for 8 hours, y'all. No, we're not snacking anymore. Put that in the past. It is, a rare indulgence. So put snacking in the past. And we're going to break fast. And so when you're eating in that window, you break fast and you may have 2 or 3 meals. That's it. So that's important to understand. And now with questions that often come up, what does it mean when we're breaking fast? And it depends on the type of fast that you're doing. So I want to share with that. So we're talking about intermittent fasting and extended fasting. And so at the end of this week, I'll do extended fasting for typically 72 hours before Easter. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday are fasting days for me. And that's what I commit to. Right now I'm working, did my 23-1 yesterday, working on just a fasting mimicking approach with just Keto-Green shake and bone broth today. And Thursday, which is tomorrow already. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will be doing just water fasting for the rest of this week. You have to listen and tune into your body, what you are comfortable with. So starting out with, you just exercise, like you graduate up, exercise your fasting muscle till you can graduate to do extended fasting. And we'll talk about water only fasting, fasting mimicking, and Keto-Green smoothies and bone broth. So really just eliminating solid food, staying very low inflammatory. And this is what I'm doing today, just Keto-Green smoothies and bone broth, kind of really working on alkalinity, testing, not guessing, right? Checking my urine pH and making sure I'm very alkaline as I head into a fast. I want to always head into a fast when I'm alkaline, my body's not acidic and inflamed and stressed or have just binged or partied, right? No, we don't want to do that. We want to alkalinize, get grounded, and then enter fasting with much preparedness. So that's important. Fasting mimicking, if you're working with me on my programs, I often recommend, if we're doing a fasting mimicking, 3 Keto-Green shakes. That's our Keto-Green protein mix, which has 0 grams of sugar, right? It's monk fruit sweetened, 0 grams of sugar. Each scoop is 14 grams of protein, but again, 0 sugar, but plus multivitamins and antioxidants. 3 scoops during a day, 1, 2, 3, divided dosage, which typically is very nice to do for people, or you can do it at once. And bone broth in between, and 1 cup of nuts. That's a fasting mimicking approach. We're still allowing some food, okay? And then can graduate into doing water fasting. So, and then in my book, The Hormone Fix, as well, I talk about, for women, especially if you have urinary issues getting up in the middle of the night, we dry fast from after dinner to when we wake up in the morning, and then we hydrate. So that's another type of fasting to graduate into, but especially if you have urinary incontinence issues, or you're getting up more than once a night to use the bathroom, or even once a night. I want you to get a good solid night's sleep, drink your fluids during the day. So let me know what questions you have. I see Cheryl has been saying that I'm experimenting with 16-hour fasting, which is great. And Mary says, I normally do a 16 to 17-hour fast daily. Yesterday, I completed a 24-hour fast with the Dr. Perlmutter tribe. I highly recommend you guys tuning into Dr. Perlmutter tribe for his daily live updates on the coronavirus. Also a big advocate of fasting. Do you know that Dr. Perlmutter wrote the foreword to my new book coming out, Keto-Green 16? So he wrote the foreword to my book. I'm really very, very honored for his #1 endorsement, but also that he took time to read and write my foreword. So read my book and write my foreword. So beautiful.
We have a question.
Yes.
From Melissa asking, when is the best time of day to fast?
Melissa asked, when is the best time of day to fast? So that's a great question. So really the way we want to fast is most of the time we're sleeping. So we want to stop eating by 6 or 7 p.m. And the reason we do, because the later we eat, the more insulin is secreted for that same meal that would have been eaten earlier. So we can look at that very clearly when we have seen studies that looked at, say, for example, a meal eaten at 5 p.m. versus a meal eaten at 8 p.m., same meal. That meal eaten at 8 p.m. had a significant amount more insulin. What does that do? Puts it into storage. What do we not want to do is add on fat in stores, right? So ideally finishing eating by 6 to 7 p.m. and then breaking fast. In Keto-Green 16, I have you break fast between 10 and 11 a.m. So working on what works best for you. So that's a great question. Thank you. We had a question here too. I mostly have your alkaline protein mix. Will I just add cocoa and mighty maca to make it Keto-Green? For the keto alkaline mix, it's that I have a keto alkaline protein shake and Keto-Green protein shake. Both are 0 grams protein And both are very, very alkalinizing. Oh, sorry, 0 grams sugar. Both are 0 grams sugar and full of multivitamins and minerals and, antioxidants like quercetin, an important antioxidant to help with mitochondrial function and also to support our immune system, as well as many others. And so you can definitely, that is a good, both of them are fabulous, fabulous options when it's just a matter of preference when you're doing your fasting. So great question. So those are different ways we can fast. So join me in fasting. Today I am drinking shake, my Keto-Green shake, drinking Mighty Maca, and I made some beautiful chicken bone broth that I will strain and had some greens in it, and how well you can see that without me pouring it everywhere. But this is gorgeous. So I'm going to heat this up and strain out the veggies and the chicken, give that to the rest of the family to cook with, and just drink the bone broth. So I'm working on just increasing that sense of clarity, that sense of spiritual connection, that sense of physical health and resilience that I get when I fast extended fasting. So I am starting with just the bone broth and Keto-Green shake today. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'll be doing water only fast. And again, if you commit to something and you're like, I'm not getting there, then don't hesitate. Listen to your body. Again, fasting is a muscle that we have to exercise. So, do a protein shake or have a bone broth, or, really, again, also important to have an accountability partner. One thing is, you never want to go into fasting if you have medical conditions without the approval of your physician. So I want to encourage that. We have been designed to fast. And it's certainly an empowering process as we move forward in our fasting. So water fasting, fasting mimicking just smoothies and bone broth, which in a tremendous way improves your gut health and the health of your microbiome. Our intestinal lining takes 72 hours to completely regenerate. So if you have issues, especially skin issues, acne, eczema, psoriasis, or inflammatory conditions, knee pain, joint pain, stiffness of your hands, etc., you will want to fast more regularly as we heal the GI tract. But making it that 72 hours, as women in my Magic Menopause community know, makes a huge difference in their overall health.
We have 2 questions.
2 questions, okay.
One, what greens do you use?
What greens?
Yes.
Oh, that's easy. Okay.
And the second one, drinking the protein shake in the morning, is that still within the fast?
Yes, it is not within. If you're drinking a protein shake in the morning, it's not within your fast. So Mighty Maca greens. So here we go. There we go. Mighty Maca greens is the greens that I drink. That's maca with over 30 superfoods, including cat's claw herb, a potent anti-inflammatory based on the research, supports your body's natural inflammatory response, along with other ingredients that quercetin, resveratrol, turmeric, grapeseed extract, green tea extract, and a blend around the world. If you're just starting out and you've not done extended fasting before, make a Keto-Green smoothie. There are recipes on my website for a Keto-Green smoothie. So you can use a protein powder like my Keto-Green shake, 0 grams sugar. That's important. This is a vegan protein blend with also sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and watermelon seeds. So a nice seed blend in this vegan protein shake. So it's good it's easy on digestion and good. You can add collagen peptides to it. I love adding sometimes in the morning the collagen peptides, but wait for that 16 hours before you drink your green smoothie. Or if you're doing a 13-hour fast, like maybe you want to graduate 13 today, 14 tomorrow, 15 on Saturday, you can graduate up, but you break fast with your protein smoothie. In the morning when you wake up, drink a tall glass of alkaline water. You can add into it a squirt of lemon juice. And what I do in the morning, I take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and I either will mix it with a scoop of Mighty Maca and water, or just drink it and then drink my shot of Mighty Maca. Getting alkaline first thing in the morning helps to alkalinize and detoxify. So, and then nothing until you have your Keto-Green shake or Keto-Green smoothie, depending on how you're fasting, or bone broth or alkaline broth if you're vegan or vegetarian. Those are good options.
What greens do you use in the bone broth?
Oh, in the bone broth, I just put like, what did we have from cooking? We had some broccoli stems, some celery, and pieces of onions, etc. were put in there. Pieces of cabbage that we didn't put in our salad, the ends. I put them all when I'm making bone broth and let that simmer. And then I had cooked a chicken the other day, and so the carcass of the chicken I put in there and just added water and let it boil for hours. And so that's how I made this chicken bone broth. And I've got other bone broth recipes on my website. And for prepared bone broth, definitely, I love Dr. Kellyanne Petrucci's bone broth packages that she has too, and really well done. We have a question here. Queen says, Queen of many hearts. I love that. Is fasting okay during menopause? It's absolutely necessary during menopause. We become insulin resistant and inflamed the older we get. So meaning our blood sugar rises and we're more at risk for other diseases of aging. So what do we want to do? We want to fast. We're designed to fast. Our brain shifting from using glucose for fuel to ketones for fuel is a higher level of clarity as you experience the next few days of fasting with me and journaling, because when you're fasting, you're also detoxing. So emotions can be strong, right? But recognizing that and journaling about it is important. Again, I go into detail in my book, The Hormone Fix and Keto-Green 16, which comes out May. Oh, Brittany, will you bring me my bonuses that I have there on my chair in my bedroom? The Keto-Green 16 bonuses. So I'll share with you what you guys get, what you can start with by pre-ordering my book too. I'll share that with you. I'll put that in the bottom. There we go. So Mary said, will intermittent and extended fasting help reduce uterine fibroids? I have a friend who is about to have them surgically removed, but that's not happening now. And that can be a blessing. Fasting, I've seen fasting shrink fibroids. Also, methylated B vitamins. Now, methylated B vitamins are also in my Keto-Green shake mix and my keto alkaline protein mix. So that's a really good way to kind of exercise that. But methylators, as well as, again, really avoiding toxins. So Mary, give them a copy of my book, The Hormone Fix. I always say it takes more than hormones to fix our hormones, right? So fasting is hugely beneficial. Okay. All right. Jane says, please type the name of prepared bone broth from Kellyanne. So Dr. Kellyanne.com, drkellyanne.com has a good bone broth. Kettle and Fire has a great bone broth too. They're another one of my favorite brands for bone broth. So I'll share with you that. Now, when you pre-order Keto-Green 16, you get I printed these out. So I had my printer print these out for me. You get the digital version. And this is the food roadmap. So here are your most alkaline foods that you want to eat and the foods you want to avoid. You get feast recipes. Look at that. That is a Keto-Green carrot cake. And this is sweet, awesome chocolate dessert, chocolate avocado mousse. You get that recipe. Gluten-free keto chocolate chip cookies and the carrot cake recipe. So we've got some great feast recipes for you here, as well as key lime pie made with avocado. It's just beautiful and delicious. So those are some of the feast recipes you get. Again, I had this printed out. You guys get the digital version, and then also the Keto-Green 16 quick start guide, which has your plan to get started while you're waiting for the book. This beautiful plan with the shopping list and pro tips all along the way to make this easy as far as choosing your vegetables and your Keto-Green 16 foods, the fats that are important, and to clear out the non-Keto-Green foods, as important as what to have in your pantry. It's as important of things to get out of your pantry. I always say, get the crack out, right? And also there's a guide for beyond Keto-Green, beyond the plan, what you do. So what I love is your daily checklist that I put in here for you. So you can just kind of create your day. Right now, it's important. Disciplines and practices that work for us, not against us, are really beneficial to have in place. These disciplines that, especially that create a sense of compassion, kindness, love, those things that the way we give of ourselves to others is a way that we improve our overall health, increase oxytocin, improve our immune system. I was just on a call with Dr. Mario Martinez. I was interviewing him for my podcast, and he talked about heart breathing. And I want to share that with you because, again, as I mentioned, when we go into fasting, we're detoxing our body. I talked about if you're just joining us, I talked about the benefits of fasting, the many benefits of fasting that will help. We get our body into autophagy. We use our own fat to get into ketones. And tomorrow I'll show you about checking ketones, blood and urine testing, as well as monitoring. And we get into autophagy, slowing down the growth of tumors, decreasing our cancering risk, managing symptoms of PCOS and menopause, right? Perimenopause, menopause, and those of us, anyone who, again, with stress, we deplete our progesterone. Excess cortisol depletes progesterone. And so you may have worsening symptoms of PMS, perimenopause, anxiety, depression. So doing this can really, really help. Again, entering fasting, alkaline already. So checking your urine pH to the best of your ability, getting alkaline, getting well hydrated as you walk into a fasting week. And we see improvements in joint and bone health. It helps manage the blood sugar, protect the heart, reduces the risk for menstrual problems, improves mental health, and especially during the menopause transition, as well as reducing symptoms of anxiety and depression, and eases our stress levels. So the benefits of fasting are huge. And then determining how you're fasting with me based on your experience. In Keto-Green 16, I go into detail, beginner, intermediate, and expert fasting. So kind of kickstarting you here, pre-order Keto-Green 16 so that you can get the quick start guide and all these fabulous bonuses. Bonuses are great. I love bonuses.
So we have a question. Someone states that they get heartburn from most bone broths. She thinks it might be due to the histamine or SIB. How do you think?
Is she making it herself? Is it your own bone broth that you're making? Because always, what you put in the food. This is what my daughter, who's now 20, when she was 11, she had gone in. I was single momming it, a very new single mom, and she got an A on a test, which was a really big deal for her. And I said, well, let's go out to eat to celebrate. And she goes, Mom, we know what we put in our food, but we don't know what they put in their food. And it was a very intelligent answer, and I had to cook her dinner. So, which is very good.
I believe she does, because she asked how to make it different so she does not get that reaction. Should she cook it less? Do you have any ideas?
I have not seen a histamine reaction with it. So with it, first off, is it just bones that you're using? Organic grass-fed bones, just that with water and maybe just Himalayan sea salt, and just start there. Just skim it down so you're not putting any other vegetables, onions, nightshades, or anything else into it. So I would start with just bones and water and some seasoning and make it there. And then you can add on from there garlic, onions, greens, etc. So if you're getting that histaminic reaction, I have a great podcast on my website that I did, the Girlfriend Doctor podcast on histamine reaction. So definitely take a listen to that podcast, because there's some additional pearls there that may help you troubleshoot why you're having this reaction. Great question. Okay. All right, you guys. So we're on to fasting. Put in the notes how you're committing to fasting this week. Are you going to do intermittent fasting, doing some fasting mimicking, maybe just doing Keto-Green fasting, just Keto-Green shake with Keto-Green shake with bone broth in between, or you're going to go straight water fasting? and give that a try, and let's see how you do. But if we can do 72 hours, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, leading up to Easter, we can really get some amazing benefits by a 72-hour fast. But again, start with what you're, just pushing your comfort zone. We all need to push our comfort zone a little bit, because that's what, like what's the exercise thing? No pain, no gain. So a little bit of stretching our limits and walking into it, feeling what's right with us. And especially during this time, journaling and giving of ourselves compassionately. Now, I was mentioning that I interviewed Dr. Mario Martinez, and he shared with me an exercise he calls heart breathing. This is in his book, Mind Body Code, Dr. Mario Martinez, Mind Body Code. And he talks about heart breathing. And especially, again, as we're going into fasting and we're in a stressful time, we want to increase our heart rate variability. We want to increase our coherence, connecting the mind to the body, right? And so imagine yourself, just take a deep breath right now, just a clearing breath. I'm like, whew, yes, so much I want to tell you guys. And I'm already past my 30-minute mark. But thinking about yourself, breathing through your heart. And imagine this, breathing through your heart. He calls it heart breathing. And this exercise, this practice increases heart rate variability. That's the first step. And the second step is to imagine and feel compassion. When did you feel love and feeling loved and compassion? When were you shown compassion? When did you feel compassion? When did you give compassion? And feel that sensation in your body, in your heart. And that increases coherence, that increases heart rate variability. Because in times like this, kindness, acting with kindness, acting, from our best selves is critical. It is. And it's so healing. It's healing for us. And another thing he talked about that can really affect our immune system, I think it's really important to talk about, and I'll talk about it more in upcoming emails, most likely, is about the energy of shame and how shame can really increase inflammation in our body. If we feel shamed, certainly, and if we're shaming others, this is a practice that is working against us personally. So with love and compassion, doing our heart breathing, practicing compassion and kindness towards ourselves and towards others, we gain resilience. And this allows us to flourish in our life. It allows us to flourish and prosper and overcome. It published today, a 102-year-old woman from Italy overcame COVID-19 off the vent. A 95-year-old in America, a man, overcame COVID-19. So this is critical. It's not just about age, right? What is the shift? Feeling loved, being loved and loving and knowing it. That will make the difference. Improving our body through increasing resilience. And we're going to do that with fasting. We want to shed the bondage we're experiencing, shed shame, shed guilt, shed fear, right? Let that go and walk into what we know to be true right now with the best intentions for us and for those we love around us. And pay it forward, y'all, pay it forward. So with that said, be sure to share this. You can share it at Dr. Anna Cabeca on my Facebook group, Dr. Anna C. So on my Facebook page, please share this with your community and garner more people into our fasting timeframe. So I look forward to see. So Angie said, oh, Angie, great to see you here. I'd like to go for the 3-day water fast. I'd love an accountability partner. Angie, I'm all accountable for you, with you. So tomorrow morning, water only fasting, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, tomorrow's Wednesday? Oh, yay, I get another day. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Angie, is that good for you? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, water fasting? Oh, my days are. All right. Jane said, I'm signing up for a 72-hour fast on this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. She is doing Keto-Green shakes and bone broth. So nourishing, helping the gut, improving microbial diversity. So awesome. Cheryl asked, do I add apple cider vinegar to my bone broth when making it. I find it pulls more collagen out of the bones. I always do. I always add some apple cider vinegar to it. So I typically will cook the bones up and everything. And then in my pressure cooker for the second round of putting it in there, in the pressure cooker, I add the apple cider vinegar on the second round. Angie's like, yes, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we are in. Angie is my accountability partner. And Jane is doing fasting with us Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Donna said, time to do a fast again. Yes, Donna is also into fasting with us. So y'all, again, thank you for being with us. Be sure to share this message and let's fast together this week, increasing our resilience, giving us the opportunity to flourish more as women, as we lead in our families and our own lives and in our communities. You guys set the example in a positive way. Now, remember, when we're detoxing, emotions can come up. And maybe I'll talk about that in another video later this week. Thank you for being with me, y'all. Bye for now. This is Dr. Anna Cabeca, your girlfriend doctor.